Well, welcome back to school. Hey, my name is Mr. Cleefish. I look forward to working with your son or daughter this school year, this fall, first trimester. The class is Algebra 2A, and just some information so we can get started off on a good foot here. Other teachers teaching this subject are Mrs. Nora, Mrs. Heisinger, and good old Mr. Moore. Reason I share that with you is you may have them second trimester, or third trimester. So take a look and get familiar with them as well, and it just might help you out a little bit. Um, Again, this is Algebra 2, just a few details about that. As far as graphing calculators go, um, Rockford wants each student to have this. To be honest with you, the first trimester of Algebra 2, you're going to be able to get away with your basic of basic calculators. But second trimester Algebra 2, we're going to get into the trig, and which is going to start helping you understand some pre-calculus / trig information. So if you're going to get one, you might as well get a decent one, and then you can have it for pre-calc as well. Also second trimester Algebra 2B. So with that in mind, um, another point of emphasis I'd like to really help you, moms and dads, understand is I have, for my career, just to help you understand a little bit about me, I've been teaching math here at Rockford Public Schools. This will be my 31st year. So, but this is like a brand new year for me with all this technology, and it's like a brand new start. I feel like a first year teacher, which has been kind of nice. And but I've been teaching here for 31 years. I went to Aquinas College to get my math major, PE minor, and played a little baseball there. Had some fun. I graduated from Rockford High School in 1985, and so yeah, I've had Rockford. That's been my whole jam. So here I am back for year 31. Got 5 kids of my own. 2 of them are off to college. 3 of them are still coming up. And to be honest, that's part of the reason why I came back. I did toy with the idea of retiring, but I just couldn't. I just love this job, and here we go. Um, but as far as what is unique about how I'm going to approach this class, for me, it's not unique. But when I teach a lesson, I look at what's expected of them to learn. But in math, that new material is always built on the assumption that they have a good foundation of previous years in math. And I'm just going to be open and honest. 30 years has taught me that students are professional forgetters. So what I have, and when we were just in regular old classroom, I would actually have students get out their notebooks and they would do what's called a pre-lesson. So I'd have this lesson on all the assumptions that these students are strong in this area. And the truth is they need help with background information so that they can be successful for the new information. Having said that, there's going to be, when your son or daughter goes to check out the lessons I've made, there's going to be two ways I've done it. Number one, I've called it, and you'll see it in the Schoology, what I've called the pre-lesson. And that's my attempt to help your son or daughter, the student, understand what it is they need to know and need to know well in order to understand the new information. And I can't emphasize enough. I know it's going to be a little bit like, oh, really? I got to watch that. Also, we're in it to learn, and we're in it for your son or daughter to have great success and to enjoy math. And a lot of times there's stuff that gets left out of lessons, and I just don't want to do that. I want a student to really understand the background information that's required before they learn the actual lesson. So please emphasize that with them to take their time and watch that extra link that I've called the pre-lesson. It'll be so valuable. And then I've called the actual lesson, the packet lesson in the link. And so there's like packet lesson 1-1. Those are the sample problems from the packet. Now the packet is available for you to print at home. I wouldn't advise it unless absolutely necessary because it's about 100 pages. Burn up your printer fast. So The copy of it will be available, and they'll just have to view it and then maybe write down the problems on a different piece of paper while we're doing this at home. Now, if this turns into a long-term event, then obviously we're going to have to give you a packet. We'll work out those details as we see what the future unfolds. Now, if there's dire need for a packet, I actually have them made, and you can communicate to me if you just got to have one, and then my wife and I will just call it a date night. We'll come drop it off, or we'll meet you at Rick's or something like that. Just make sure you have a hard copy of that packet. But the plan is to not use those until we actually have face-to-face, and I'll be able to hand those out. Yeah, so we're going to be using Google Meet a lot. Every time we have the live streaming, we're going to be using Google Meet. That's across the board, this whole district. And also a lot of Schoology. You heard me refer to that. Students should be pretty accustomed to Schoology, especially after last spring. As far as grading goes, for Algebra 2, my plan is to have the students work on a homework assignment, but there's also, and that will help their confidence, and then there's going to be a little quiz to take. Not very long, but that's going to happen every single assignment. Maybe 3 or 4 just quick hitter problems, and that's the way I'm going to evaluate their understanding of the homework, also to make sure they're staying up with the work that I've been asking them to do. This will be a flipped format. What that means is when we do meet, that is through Google Meet, and it's going to be right in this classroom, there will be assignments assigned. In other words, the students will be watching my lessons on the YouTube videos that are uploaded into Schoology. And after they watch those lessons, then they are to do the homework, and then there'll be an opportunity for them to meet, and we'll just iron out all the wrinkles during class time. That's what the live streaming will be. And then they'll be ready to take those little homework quizzes. That's the plan right now. And as far as tests go, I think there'll be one, and that'll be halfway through the first 3 weeks, and it'll be over Unit 1, and that'll also be accessible through Schoology, and that's where they'll take that first test. Hopefully, the second test will be when we're face-to-face. And that's all I got for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Here's my email, and here's my phone number here at school, and here's my extension. And please feel free to reach out. All right, look forward to working with you this trimester. Take care.